If you're an anxious bride, I want to offer you a tool and a technique in this video that will help you calm your nerves and feel so much calmer, either during the planning stage or just before the ceremony. So the number one technique that I recommend for any bride or anyone out there to use whenever you're struggling with anxiety is to place a hand on your heart and start to build a connection between your mind and your body. A lot of the times when people struggle with anxiety, it is also combined with rumination, so overthinking, overanalyzing, multiple thoughts kind of running through our heads as sort of trying to figure something out. And we are often too much in the future trying to predict what could go wrong or avoid something that we are really scared of. So if you are right in the middle of the anxiety attack, then the best possible thing you can do for yourself is to place a hand on your heart and do what is called a coherent breath. It is a technique that will help you calm down your central nervous system, connect to the vagus nerve and calm your central nervous system and feel instantly calmer. In just a few breaths, you will be able to notice how much calmer you feel, and you will be able to kind of regain composure and feel like you have a little bit more control over your neurobiology. So the coherent breath goes something like this. Sort of inhale for 5, hold for 5, release for 5, and hold for 5. 5 means 5 seconds. So let's do this together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you repeat these techniques 4, 5 times or however long needed to feel a little calmer. I really love doing this because whenever I have rough times, rough days, too much on, it sort of instantly activates that calm. Coherent breaths also helps to activate heart coherency, so that sort of steady heart rhythm. And you will, for that very reason, you will also feel a little calmer much, much faster. So that's one technique that you can use right in the middle of an anxiety attack. Now, second technique that I want to encourage you to add into your life, especially during the planning stages of your wedding. If you're someone who overthinks, if you have so much on, maybe you're working and then planning your wedding at the same time, which is most of the brides, and if you are, for example, struggling to fall asleep, you have all these things on your mind and you're waking up exhausted, you haven't rested well, then something that has really, really, really helped me is a technique that will allow you to prioritize and offload any stress and worries on a piece of paper, and prioritize the things that you can do something about, and then put aside the rest. This technique is very powerful. I personally use it for a lot of my work, and it has really helped me to kind of regain composure, being able to fall asleep faster, and also feel a lot more in control, to be honest, something that many people don't know about me. So I have been studying somatic psychology, trauma healing, and neuroscience for the last 8 years. It is a huge passion of mine. And in my spare time, I actually work with a lot of clients, helping them heal, come back home to themselves, come back home to their heart, heal from trauma, heal from abandonment, childhood emotional neglect, heal any other core wounds that they might have been struggling with, things like, having felt a lot of the times in lives rejected, neglected, abandoned, even abused. You know, these are the things that often sort of create a very negative self-image about ourselves, and we then project that onto other people and also onto our life. So we keep recreating a lot of those experiences in our adult lives. And my biggest passion is to help people heal from at the core, at the root level. So heal their attachment to themselves. So if they are anxious or avoidant or disorganized in their attachment style, if they are attracting a lot of abuse, if they are attracting rejection, if they are not in fulfilling relationships, or not having kind of not feeling deeply fulfilled, not feeling like they have control over their lives. I help them find the root cause, what is sort of sabotaging them, what is keeping them stuck in those experiences, and we heal at the very root level, which releases the subconscious stress, and then we then rewire limiting beliefs and install positive cognition for them to feel empowered and really good about themselves on the inside, which will then be projected on their external reality, and they will be creating their new reality from that place of inner confidence, inner harmony, you know, feelings of I matter, I am important, my voice is important, it's safe for me to express my truth, it's easy for me to get what I desire in life, I am worthy, I am lovable. So any of these things that all of us really want, and sadly none of us have learned how to sort of heal and get in our life. So we then, you know, those of us who are passionate about growth and progress and truly living our best lives, we then give ourselves permission to go through therapy and find healing and truly come home to ourselves, to our own heart, which will enable us to feel a lot more secure, safe, and connected, attuned to ourselves. And once we heal those core wounds, once we rewire the limiting beliefs about our own identity, about how others perceive us, how safe or unsafe the world is, and we install within whatever we want to believe, however we want to see ourselves, others, and the world, we actually start to see that reality reflected to us so much more consistently and effortlessly, which is really the reason why I do what I do. I'm passionate about helping people heal and find that inner confidence, the truth of who they are within. So let me talk about the second technique that I wanted to share with you. So the second technique actually is really useful during the wedding planning phases. So for example, if you have so much on your mind and you're struggling to fall asleep, I invite you to take a piece of paper or a journal or your wedding planner and write down all of the things that you're thinking of, all of the things that are stressing you out. And then second step is look through that list and identify what are the things that you can actually do something about, and what are some of the things that are completely out of your control. Pack those things that are out of your control aside and look through the shorter sort of list of those things that you actually can do something about, and then prioritize. Pick one or two things or one thing per day that you can actually action, and write down the action. What are you going to do about it and by when? This is going to help you get clarity about what is truly most important for you. What are the things that you can truly control and influence, and what are the things that are completely outside of your control? So for example, a lot of the brides that I have worked with during COVID, you know, they have had a lot of anxiety about things like their wedding venue being cancelled, you know, all of the guests being affected, and their schedule and their plans being thrown to a trash. And I get it. It's painful, it's uncomfortable, it's frustrating. And we work with a lot of the brides on helping them to kind of create a plan about some of the things that they can actually action and do something with, and how they can work on rescheduling things and feeling a little bit more in control, and also helping them to manage their own energy. If there are things that happen that are outside your control, for example, wedding got cancelled, or somebody they really wanted to be at their wedding couldn't turn up for whatever reason, couldn't travel, then how to actually release that stress and come back to harmony about the situation. And this is completely within your control and influence, because however you choose to feel about a particular event or a person is completely within your control of influence. Sometimes we don't have 100% control over what other people do, their circumstances, their plans, their schedules, but we can always control how we choose to feel about it. And I have so many amazing tools to help you come back home to yourself, rewire limiting beliefs, really self-sabotage, release that subconscious stress, and feel instantly empowered from within. So if this speaks to you, I invite you to remember the coherent breath tool that I've shared earlier in a video. It's 5 breaths in, hold for 5, release for 5, and hold for 5. Repeat it multiple times to feel instantly calmer, activate your vagus nerve and your parasympathetic nervous system, and feel instantly calmer. And the second technique is to offload all of your worries on a piece of paper, and prioritize those things that you can do something about, and put aside those things that are outside of your control, and really focus your mind. Pick 1 or 2 things that you can truly action that are within your control, and really focus on those, because they will give your brain a signal that there are things that I can do, even though these other 10 things are completely outside of my control of influence. There are still things that I can do, and you will feel much more in control and empowered from within. And also you will be focusing your mind on the things that are meaningful and valuable and actionable, and they will make you feel a lot more empowered and in charge and in control. So I hope this serves you. Sending you so much love, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Lots of love to you.